Hello, everyone, and welcome to Be a Friend Friday. I am Abby Bornemeyer, Social Media and Digital Events Manager here at the American Diabetes Association. We are so excited to have you all here with us today. Today, we have an amazing guest who has a story that is sure to inspire all of you who are tuning in today. So, wherever you are tuning in from, get ready to listen and connect and just be inspired. We all learn from each other, and no one's journeys are alike. So it's a great opportunity to connect and, be part of the conversation and learn from each other. So we're so excited to have you all here today. And without further ado, welcome, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for being here today with us.
Thank you so much, Abby, for having me. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. To kick things off, Jacqueline, would you mind just introducing yourself for us?
Yes, my name is Jacqueline Glass. I'm a retired court reporter for 34 years. And after retirement, I actually work much harder than I did during my work years. I have a wellness business. I give a trip to St. Martin, or this year we're going to Jamaica, and we take 100 women for a getaway. It's called the Girlfriend Getaway, and we work on our health and our wellness. So we have doctors, we have psychologists, nutritionists, chefs, trainers, and we just take the time to devote towards developing better habits so that we can live more longer and fruitful lives. So I do that, the Girlfriend Getaway, um, and I do coaching of women to help them with their diabetes, to manage it, and to live healthier lives. That is my life's mission.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Jacqueline. And I look forward to learning a little bit more too about these conferences and your coaching that you do throughout the conversation today. So I'm sure though that your getaways and your coaching have been inspired by your diagnosis, I would guess. So would you be able to share a little bit about what your diagnosis with diabetes was like, and maybe what was going through your mind when you were first diagnosed?
So before my actual diagnosis of diabetes, which was probably around 2016, I had been pre-diabetic for a while. I was getting my blood work, and the doctors were saying you're pre-diabetic, you're borderline, you need to make some changes. I was kind of a workaholic, working a lot of hours and pretty much eating the standard American diet. I didn't make the changes. And then when I went to the doctor and she told me that I had a 6.8 or 6.9 A1C and you are diabetic and this is something that you will have to live with for the rest of your life. And, I was really depressed. It was devastating. It was devastating for a number of reasons. One is that my mother, she struggled with diabetes for her entire life, and she died 5 years ago from complications of diabetes. Um, and so I just, when that diagnosis came through, I didn't want that to be my story. So I was motivated to make some immediate and drastic changes to my life as it pertained to movement and as it pertained to the foods that came into my body. I became what's known as a nutritarian, a person that tries to eat food for its nutritional value. And I did that. And, after a while, my A1C, it went down into normal range. It might have been 3 months, 6 months. But with the lifestyle changes and losing a little bit of the weight, losing the fat, and losing um, those components, my A1C was able to come back to normal ranges. And so, with that newfound information, I developed the Girlfriend Getaway because I wanted to share that information with others that struggle. I find that it's easier to make changes in community. We need each other. We need the American Diabetes Association to teach us what our plate should look like,
Mhm.
to show us how we can manage this chronic disease, and it doesn't have to be the end. We know that diabetes, you are more prone to have a heart attack when you are a diabetic. So it has to be managed for good health. We have to be proactive in our health. And that's one thing that I've learned, and I want to share that with others.
Wow, you have an amazing story, Jacqueline. And I love that, you didn't use your diagnosis, like, even though it's a setback, like, you didn't use it and just say, you know what, I have diabetes. I guess I'm just going to live with it now. You took that as motivation to move forward in your life and inspire other people, which is incredible. And I love how you're continuing to do that and, help other people every single day, which is awesome. So thank you for continuing to be a voice also for yourself but also for other people, which is awesome. Keep it up. uh,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So, over the years and, throughout your diagnosis, I'm sure you've experienced some challenges. Could you talk about maybe what some physical and mental challenges that you faced over the years as a result of your diabetes?
So definitely the challenges, they were to for the lifestyle changes for me. It was to make sure I would get 8 hours of sleep per night. That's challenging at times. We're taught to burn the candle at on both ends, right?
Mhm.
I am 59. I'm going on my 60th birthday in June. And I know that I must have 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. I prioritize sleep. The body heals when it sleeps. So some of the challenges have been to learn to put myself first and to know that it is not selfish to put myself first, that it is necessary, particularly for my wellness, because all the systems in wellness are connected. Our mental health, emotional health, physical health, these are all connected. So to have a life that is a well rounded life, that you're taking care of yourself, all of these components have to look good. And for me, it has been challenging to say, you know what, Jackie, you're retired, but it's good to, put yourself first. It's healthy to say no to some things that don't serve you. Um, it's good that if someone's going to call you at 10 o'clock in the morning with some drama, to have the do not respond on your phone. We just have to be very careful of what comes around us because it all impacts our health. And I think that oftentimes women are nurturers, and we try to nurture everyone and everybody. And that's a great trait to have, but we have to start with ourselves from within.
Absolutely. And I love how you said, it's not selfish to put yourself first, and it isn't by any means. And, living with diabetes, it's a lot, and it takes a lot on your mental health as well. And, mental health is also physical health. If you don't have good mental health, you're not going to probably have good physical health either. So it is important, to put yourself self first and set those healthy boundaries with other people too. And know that it's okay to take breaks sometimes, and give yourself that extra grace sometimes when it's hard. No day is perfect, and that's
Yes.
okay. Are there any other ways that you manage your mental health now today?
Yes. So during COVID, my doctor challenged me. She challenged all her patients to walk 1 mile a day for the month of May. It was 2020. And she said, for my birthday, I want all my patients to walk 1 mile a day. So we're at COVID. We didn't know what was going on, if we were supposed to be outside. Did we wear a mask outside, inside? It was at the beginning of things. So I started walking 1 mile in my development. I said, that's only 18 minutes. That's not bad at all. And
Mhm.
so I said, I walked around the development, which was 3 miles. And then I did it every day the month of May. I developed a habit because I did it the month of June. I did it every day, July, August, September, October. And after October, I kind of stopped because I don't like walking in the cold weather. But then I started working out on the Peloton. But that really helps to regulate your blood sugar when you can walk. I'm not saying everyone has to walk an hour a day, but if you can take 20 minutes to walk after meals, it helps your blood sugar to regulate. So that was something that a habit that I definitely need to contribute to my doctor that I developed. And it's wonderful. It helps with my mental health, my stress levels. I love being outside, and I'm just such a creature of habit. I walk around my complex and I see the same pond, but you see birds, you see trees. I look for things in a different light that I haven't seen. And for me, that's been life giving. And it's also helped my physical health.
Well, that's great to hear. Definitely, starting out, you might say it's 1 month, but then it turns into a habit, which is incredible. And that's great that you've seen, those changes in it regulating your blood sugar levels and everything like that, and mental health overall. That's so important. So walking, yes, we do think we recommend walking at the American Diabetes Association. It is a great form of exercise and it's easy to do. You can do it anywhere. Even if you're in an apartment building with a hallway, just take a break and just start walking.
Absolutely.
Anyone can do it, even if it's just a little bit every day. You don't have to, walk a marathon or anything like that. Just a little bit here and there goes a long way. So that brings me to my next question, Jacqueline. Over the years now that you've been living with diabetes, what are some of the changes that you've seen?
Uh, the changes in myself.
It could be, it could be two ways, like changes in the diabetes world, and then also how these changes have impacted you.
So when I was first diagnosed, I was told to have some type of something. I stick a finger stick and I take the blood and I put the blood on something and it gives me a reading of what my blood sugar is. I did order it because my insurance gave it to me, but I never used it. It wasn't a product that I knew that I was going to use. I was not going to prick my finger every day. So I did see that they had the controlled monitors, the Libres, and that did resonate with me. So I don't have it on now, but I would usually have like a patch and it'll monitor myself for 30 days. And let me see if I could find the little piece that goes up. Can't find it. But there's a little sort of sensor that, okay, here it goes. So there's a sensor that goes with it, and you kind of put it on and you go like that. It'll tell you what your sugar reading is. And I found it very helpful, particularly when I would wake up. I would want to aim for a fasting level of under 100. And then 2 hours after I would eat a meal, I'd want something maybe under 160. So I was able to monitor myself very easily for 2 weeks to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm staying on track.
That's wonderful. I'm sure a lot of people too have been able to relate to this too. Receiving a CGM, that helps a lot, and it takes a lot of the stress off of it too. You know where you are at all times, which is
Yes.
great. So now too, I'd love to know, what advice would you give anyone just being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes today?
That's a great question. I would let them know it is not a death sentence.
Mhm.
It is a chronic disease. It is a wake up call that they need to make changes within their lives. Don't just accept, I have diabetes, I'm going to take the medication, and then I'm going to eat anything I want and live any kind of lifestyle. No, I would advise the person, and I do coach several ladies, I will advise them to take a hold of their life.
Mhm.
There is one woman that called me after she saw me on a television show, the Here and Now show, promoting the Girlfriend Getaway. And she said she had just been diagnosed with diabetes and she wants to go to the getaway. She called me in May. The getaway's in October. I said, well, what are you going to do? Wait, what are you going to do between May and October? She says, I want to do what I can to improve my health. So I started coaching her. And so what I said, for the next 30 days, I need you to drink nothing but water as a liquid for the next 30 days. And if she was compliant with that, then what I would do is I would work with her and continue to work with her. Her name is Michelle, and she weighed 332 pounds. When we first started working together, she was diagnosed with diabetes. She had lupus. She had a deteriorating eye disease called uveitis. And her A1C was probably over 7.0. And for her, the diagnosis of diabetes, even though she had all of these, oh, and she had high blood pressure, she's on medication for these different things, but it was something about the diabetes diagnosis that just took her over the top, that made her really want to be proactive in her own life. But a long story short, um, Miss Michelle, she went from a A1C of diabetic to a pre-diabetic diagnosis within 3 months. Within 4 to 5 months, the doctors could find no evidence of her uveitis, the deteriorating eye disease that she had. Within 5 months, the lupus and the pain from the lupus, she has, I'm not saying it's reversed or anything, but she doesn't have any symptoms from the lupus. Her blood pressure is under control, and she's lost at least 40 pounds. So this picture that you see of her is probably, she's probably lost more weight from this picture, but she has a renewed state of life. She works out, she has her trainer, and she's very coachable. She's very coachable. So I'm very proud of Michelle and the progress that she's made.
Wow, that's an amazing story. And I love too how, you're coaching these individuals and how you said too to her, I want you to drink nothing but water for the 30 days and I will continue to coach you. That's awesome. And it's great to hear too how far she has come with her management and her lifestyle now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's been a few other success stories. In October, when we had the girlfriend getaway, I met a woman named Maria. And Maria was diagnosed with diabetes, and she had a really high A1C of 11.4. The doctors were recommending insulin. So she asked the doctors, well, just give me a little time, give me 3 months to make changes. And as you could see, Maria with the couple, the beautiful couple, that's in October. And then the picture of after, she was down 10 pounds, but as you can see, she looks like she lost a lot of inflammation. She went from an A1C of 11.4 to 7.1 in 3 months. Now, she might have been on diabetes medication. I'm not sure, but it was not insulin. It might have been a pill form. And she did lifestyle changes of changing her diet, and she incorporated movement. So she is ecstatic. She looks phenomenal. She's on her way. She's loving her life. And on the left is Felicia. Felicia was diagnosed with diabetes. You could see that she lost about 30 to 40 pounds, but it was her incorporating daily walking. She did portion control, which worked for her, trying to eat a more plant-based type of a lifestyle. That transformation was probably within a year, from 2021 to 2022. But Felicia's A1C is now 5.2. 5.2 is where we want to be. And she is off of all her medications. She's not on any medication now. So these are an example of some of the women that I coach and some of the success stories that I have, but they have to be willing to do the work. I can't do the work for them. I can coach them. I can inspire them by telling my story, but they have to be able to do the work. Chronic disease is a huge in our country. What it does, it costs, everyone so much, the healthcare industry so much to manage these chronic diseases. And we have to do more as individuals to take responsibility for ourselves. This is our life. This is our one time to be alive. And my mission is to share this information with everyone I can share it with. And we've been actually shooting a documentary on the health of Black women and chronic disease and them getting better results with their chronic disease. And we hope to air that documentary sometime this winter or fall, but we've been shooting it. And the women that you see are going to be some folks that tell their story on this documentary. It's real. This is real, and we have to spread this word.
It very much so is. And you will have to keep us all posted here at the American Diabetes Association about that documentary. We'd love to, watch it and share it with other people too. It sounds, very inspirational. And I love how you say, you have to want it as an individual. You have to want to make the changes. You are giving all these women advice every day, but it's not going to work unless they physically want it. So you have to want it more than anything and want to take care of yourself so that you guys can work together. But I love how you have turned, your diagnosis into a form of helping people every day and coaching other people so they can live their best lives.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And also, too, that brings me to a question. So I'm sure people who are tuning in right now are wondering more about what your girlfriend getaways look like, and how someone could get involved, how you could learn more about them. Could you just talk a little bit more about them and where people could find more information on these?
Sure, sure. I should have sent you the clip where we could show the video, but it's so simple. www.thegirlfriendgetaway.com. If you can bring that up on shared screen, it has a little video clip, but they just have to go to that website to sign up. We usually just have 100 women. So the first 100 women that register, it's a 5-day, 4-night trip. We're going to be in Jamaica at an all-inclusive resort, but we will have a Chef Babette, who is a 72-year-old vegan chef. She's 72 and looks amazing. But the www.thegirlfriendgetaway.com has all of the information. The dates, I believe, are October, it's 14th through 18th, I think it is. And we will probably be sold out by June, maybe June sometime, because we only stay at 100. But it's a wonderful bonding experience. It's an educational experience. It's a time that you can do a life reset and just think of having all of this community that will help you become the best version of yourself in terms of health. So I enjoy being the host every year. We're going into our 3rd year, and you never know, we may do it more than once a year when there becomes a need. But I'm just excited to share the Girlfriend Getaway with you.
That is awesome. I am going to attempt, I actually brought up the webpage, and I'm going to attempt to share it. So let's just see if it will.
Matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you for life and breath in my body. Thank you for these arms. Thank you for my hips that I oftentimes complain about, and these legs and these thighs, but they allow me to step. Thank you, God, for the body I am currently in.
We know that we're all here for something, whether it's to make connections, transformation, just to rest, relax, repause. This is a divine reset.
So much information from so many amazing people, and it's great because we each have a different way of speaking, of sharing what we know. And I'm hoping one thing that you will do today is choose one small tiny thing that you're going to apply to your life.
Thank you for sharing it.
You're welcome. And as we wrap up today, just like a few key takeaways from this, I just want everyone to know who's listening, you are not alone. on your diabetes journey. There are people like Jacqueline who are always willing, to be an inspiration to other people. And, you have to want this more than anyone else. You have to want to take care of your own self. And, you also have to make sure you're putting yourself first in everything you do when you're living with diabetes. Your mental health is so important. So it's important to set those healthy boundaries to take care of yourself. But this has been absolutely amazing. I appreciate you, Jacqueline, for sharing your story, and for being real, for sharing, the hardships, but also like you don't have to use your diabetes diagnosis as a death sentence. You can continue to live a happy life and to the fullest, which is amazing, which you continue to do. And, that's very inspirational. So we appreciate you sharing all of that today with us. But is there anything else you would like to share, or maybe information about if people would like to follow along on your journey?
So I just like to leave everyone with 3 takeaways. Eat clean.
Mm-hmm.
Eat clean. Try to eat foods that have 1 words, Try to shop in the produce aisle. Eat clean. These foods are filled with water and fibers and foods that will flush your body and cleanse your body. Try to eat clean.
Mm-hmm.
Try to move. Movement as medicine. You may not want to walk. You may want to put on your Alexa and your favorite artist and just go into a dance party of 1. Move your body. It is so good for you to move your body. I understand we drive from here to there. We go to the mall. We park at the closest spot. Get some movement in. I understand it's cold. It's winter. We're not getting out the house, and you're in a place, Abby, that I'm sure it's colder than where I'm at. But
Sure
get
is.
some movement in and put yourself first. Put yourself first in a caring, loving way. The care that you give others, extend that to yourself. Hug yourself. Love on yourself. Prioritize yourself. And we would love to have you at the Girlfriend Getaway. If not this year, then maybe 2024. But definitely find a community that you can be a part of, that's going to walk alongside you with this journey. You're not alone. It's not a death sentence. I feel the best that I've felt in 59 years. And I can tell you that I'm probably healthier than some 20 and 30-year-olds.
Amazing. Thank you for wrapping it up with, those important takeaways. I love how you also said move your body. Just move. It is the best medicine for sure. So
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. We appreciate your time and you being here and sharing your story. And also too, for anyone tuning in, just know too that here at the American Diabetes Association, we are always here for you too. So if you would ever like to share your story, just like Jacqueline did, feel free to message us on any of the social channels or submit a blog at diabetes.org/blog. It definitely helps, to share your story and inspire other people than keeping all those feelings locked up inside. It's much easier when you have that support community. So, we're always here for you, and Jacqueline is too. So we appreciate it, and we hope that you'll tune in to future Be a Friend Fridays this year. But otherwise, have a great weekend, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, Abby, for having me.
Of course, thank you. Bye.